Alright, Shalom, Shalom. Alright, first and foremost, before I get started, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that root will. Peace and salutations to the Hakim that's pushing his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect and risking your lives and freedoms to do so. This is the brother Zion Amon from the GMS Detroit by Camp. And this is going to be a lesson dealing with, with the truth, or rather, your woman ain't got to know everything, basically, especially regarding this truth, right? That's why you'll hear the apostles and the elders, at times they'll tell you, that basically don't tell your woman the truth in terms of the scriptures. Don't be trying to teach a woman and bring her in the truth and teach her, everything, the milk as well as the meat. You can give her some enlightenment to a certain degree, but keep it one deep. Don't go too deep, with these females, because ultimately the Heavenly Father is calling out the men, okay, to teach this word, to wake up other Israelite men, all right, because we're the front line or the first line of defense, all right, in this realm. This is why you see men, okay, exclusively on the highways and byways, namely of GMS, going out and teaching this word, because we're in a spiritual war. When we go on the highways and byways, that's the battleground. Anything goes, anything can happen. You understand? So, and we're coming into a time that, you don't even want to put the woman in a position to know too much, because she can turn around and use that information against you. You understand? So, I'm going to basically go into the story of, or the circumstance of Samson and Delilah. Because that's exactly what happened. He told her the truth, and the woman was treacherous against him, simply put. So without further ado, I'm gonna just go right into it and try to hit the points, because as the scriptures say, things that are written aforetime, they were what? Written for us to learn, written for our learning. All right, so we're supposed to read these scriptures and and envision, all right, what went on, all right, and then also use that information to basically apply it to your day-to-day life, how things could go, come up with scenarios, work out scenarios in your mind, how things could play out, if you did this, if you did that, So, and that's just pretty much to keep you on your P's and Q's, in the spirit, right? So, again, without further ado, I'm going to go with, this is Judges 16, and just get right into it. Let's start at verse 4. It says, and it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sorek, whose name was Delilah. And the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and said unto her, entice him, and see wherein his great strength lieth, and by what means we may prevail against him, that we may bind him to afflict him, and we will give thee, every one of us, 1,100 pieces of silver. All right, so she basically was, given a, what I want to say, a situation, basically a bribe. If you do this, you get that. So they used the woman. Okay, the Philistines used the woman, all right, to basically break down the men, all right, being Samson, to to get the true understanding of where his strength, was coming from. Like, why is he so strong? They was trying to figure out, what his weakness was ultimately, right? So they use again the woman as as intel, to go do that, right? And shit, they offered her money. So how much more in this time? You know what I'm saying? Especially coming in times of Jacob's trouble, and they're gonna, administer this MOTB, right? Where the whole script is about to be changed. Everything gonna be digital, So these so-called independent women, or whatever, or whatever female, all right, that thought they was doing something, all right, when they see, okay, that money run out, shit, you think they not gonna take out some type of payoff? You get a free C-HIP if you, come with, said information. You come forth with said information about, these guys that's teaching the Bible or whatever. Hey, they gonna jump to it in a heartbeat, right? So again, you can see that the essence of that idea in this story, right? It says 1,100 pieces of silver. It says, and hey, that ain't, I don't know what that amounts to, but shit, I think silver currently right now is probably like, I think it's like $20. Well, I won't get into it, but anyway, it was enough, all right, to make Delilah do what she did, and that's really the point. You know what I'm saying? It was a bag. All right, so you can understand. It says, and Delilah said to Samson, tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lieth, and wherewith thou mightest be bound to afflict thee. And Samson said unto her, if they bind me with 7 green whips that were never dried, then shall I be weak and be as another man. So basically, if they, bind him up, you know what I'm saying, what it says here in LT, right? Some bowstrings, so whatever. If they just tie him up, he gonna be, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna be restricted. He can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So he's at this point he's using wisdom. He's like, I'm not about to tell this broad, the real deal about me. You know what I'm saying? Just because she asked, or she giving me the box or whatever, like, oh, okay, I'm gonna just freely just, divulge, detailed information about me. Like, no, you gotta know how to just tell a woman what she need to hear. It may not even be necessary what she want to hear, but just what she need to hear, just to, get her up off her, just to let her guard down, so she don't be, all up in your business, right? It says, verse 8, then the lords of the Philistines brought up to her 7 green whips, all right, which had not been dried, and she bound him with them. All right, so immediately she already playing the role of treachery, right? He done told her, right, what she thought to be the truth, and then and immediately she basically throwing it right back in his face. You know what I'm saying? And again, that's why the apostles and elders say, don't tell these women nothing about the truth, because they'll think they getting on a level, or they got some ammunition to run with, and then now they want to challenge you, in the scriptures. Oh, well, what about this and what about that? And what's this business about having other women, whatever, right? But they'll want to challenge you. So this is the role that Delilah is playing and challenging Samson, right? It says, now, verse 9, now there were men lying in wait, abiding with her in the chamber. So you got some people, the Philistines, they tucked off, like, yeah, if they get him bound up, like, yeah, we about to get him, right? She said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson, and he break the whips as a thread of tow is broken when it toucheth the fire. So his strength was not known. So he basically just snapped them things off like, nah, yeah, you tried it, but nah, that wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? So she like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, in Samson, you know, it should, you know, like, oh, okay, you on that. Like, oh, you on that. You tried, you know, you basically, you playing the enemy. That's why we say, man, Eve and Esau, man, they a match made in heaven. You cannot trust these women. You know, you cannot trust Eve, and you damn well can't trust Esau. All right, and Eve is Esau's pit bull. All right, so to say. All right, it says, verse 10, and Delilah said unto Samson, behold, thou hast mocked me and told me lies. And she want to be proud. Like, well, yeah, this bitch, you done turned around and basically used the information I gave you against me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, nah, you looking goofy. You looking dumb. So what? Right? Anyway, it says, behold, thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Now tell me, I pray thee, wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if they bind me fast with new ropes that never were occupied, then shall I be weak and be as another man. All right, so basically, this, you know, you got to give me some brand new, strong ass rope, all right, that's never been used. All right, tie me up and then you got me. All right, it says, verse 12, Delilah therefore took new ropes and bound him therewith, and said unto him, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson, and there were liars in wait abiding in the chamber, and he brake them from off his arms like a thread. And Delilah said unto Samson, here thereto thou hast mocked me and told me lies. Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound. And he said unto her, if thou weavest the 7 locks of my head with the web. And she fastened it with the pin and said unto him. So basically, like, put his braids like in a basically just, you know, tie them together. You know, and you see brothers that do that sometimes. You know, they have their lots, what they call them a hang time, but then at other times they may have a, you know, female, like, basically take all those lots, the ends of those lots, and tie them together. So that's what Delilah did. You know, and pinned it. It says, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson, and he awake out of his sleep and went away with the pin of the beam and with the web. And she said unto him, how canst thou say I love thee when thy heart is not with me? So now she trying to pull on his heartstrings. Like, you just playing me left and right, but at the same time you playing, you know, Delilah playing him left and right. Like, she tell him in the next moment, basically, you know, she trying to again use that information against him. You know, like I say, at first, you know, he's being wise. He's like, you know, this woman don't need to know everything about me. It's not necessary. You know, and that's the same with this truth. All right. There's certain aspects of this truth that it's not even necessary to tell your woman. You know, it just stirs up, you know, strife and conversations that don't even need to take place had you not told them. You know, so less is more. You know what I'm saying? Less is more. Don't tell your woman everything, especially in terms of the truth. All right. Reading on, it says, and she said unto him, how canst thou say, I love thee when thy heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times, and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lieth. And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words, and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death. All right, basically nagging just over and over and over, asking him the same thing 100 different ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, like, no, like, I'm not telling you. You ain't getting nothing out of me. But a woman can be so persistent, kind of like a child. You know what I'm saying? You know, a little child just hitting you on the leg, like, dad, just going crazy, like, and, he's seeing, like, it's nothing you can do, all right, until you get that child what he needs. All right, well, that's the role that, Delilah was playing, which a lot of cases these women are, children. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the spiritual sense, because a great majority of them, they don't understand what time it is. They don't know what's going on, So that's what Delilah was doing, just pressing, just getting on his nerves to the point, he like, just to get her basically to shut up. He slipped and told her what it was. All right, so it says, reading on, verse 17, that he told her all his heart and said unto her. So he just spoke his mind. All right, and in process of doing that, he told her the truth of the matter. Right? He said, there have not come a razor upon my head. I have been a Nazarite unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go from me, and I shall become weak and be like any other man. And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, all right, so she can feel she can feel it. She can see it. She can feel like, okay, yeah, I got him now. I know he telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? He pouring his heart out to me right now, basically just to get me to shut up. But it's the truth, though. So she like, I got him. Right, man? Keep in mind, she got that bag on her mind, 1,100 pieces of silver. So this is what I'm trying to say. This is, as the scripture say, man, a gift destroys the heart. You know what I'm saying? So, like, this the right ammunition she need, all right, to get, get what she need, all right, from Samson. All right. So, verse 18, and when Delilah saw that he had told her all her heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up this once, for he have showed me all. Yeah, let's go this way. He have showed me all his heart. Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and brought money in their hand. And she made him sleep upon her knees, and she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 lots of his head, and she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him. And she said, the Philistines be upon thee, Samson. And he woke up out of his sleep and said, I will go out as other times before, right, and shake myself. And he was not, that Yahweh was departed from him. So he didn't even know. He thinking like, oh, well, I'm going to just pretty much get out of this situation anyway, because the Lord, you blessed me with all this strength. Like, they can't do nothing with me, right? The whole time his head shaking. But the Philistines took him and put out his eyes and brought him down to Gaza and bound him with fetters of brass. And he did grind in the prison, right? And that's basically the point, that, once he told her the truth of the matter, all right, it was fair game after that. He had no defense. You know what I'm saying? He showed all his cards, right? And again, this is what we are not to do, right, with these women. Right? You have to give them just a version of yourself, You You can't be straight up and down with these women. All right. In most cases, they can't handle the truth anyway. All right. Words of Jet Nicholson. You can't handle the truth. You know. So since we know they can't handle it, or whether they can handle it or not, they're gonna mishandle it and use that information against you. All right. It's best that you, hey, just keep quiet. You know. Real quick. This is Micah 7 and verse 5, and it reads, trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. Right? Hey, just to my point, you know, don't tell these women everything. What it say here in the NLT, it says, don't trust anyone, not your best friend or even your wife. That's right, because, hey, especially in these times, all right? You got friends of the world, yeah, you can't trust them. The brotherhood, that's a whole nother story, all right? That's family, all right? Because, hey, they walking the same walk you walking, all right? They calling to make their, you basically calling to make their election short, you know? But your so-called family members and, all right, people you know in the world, shit. You better, hey, you just gotta play that role, man. Also, the apostles and elders always say, you know, you gotta be, you know, that role of Superman Clark Kent. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put on a certain persona. All right, so that these people, they don't, you know, they can't read you. You know, you don't want to be read like that. Like, oh, okay. Oh, he's one of those Hebrew Israelite guys. And, you know, da-da-da-da, right? It's already a certain narrative going out, right? And that's why we be getting on these T-shirt fringe individuals, because that's you showing all your cards. You know what I'm saying? Once, hey, you come in the workplace looking like that with a T-shirt fringe, hey, whether they don't know it, they going to inquire, all right? And you going to be, what you going to say? What can you say? You, like, come on now. You pretty much got to spill the beans at that point. There ain't nothing you can say to clean that up. You know what I mean? Hold on. You got this shirt. What's these fringes on your shirt? What's that all about? And now you're exposed, you know? So, you know, that's pretty much the point, man. You know? Don't tell these damn women everything. Especially regarding this truth, you know. And, hey, Lord willing, this was edifying. With that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, and Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to the Akim that's pushing his word and truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom.